Hello and welcome to the build-up show here live on Hibs TV from a glorious Easter Road. The sun is out, the pitch is looking immaculate and the team is on a great run of form. 3 wins from 3 as we go into today's game looking to make it 4 against a Motherwell side that come into this one after a hugely impressive win over Ross County midweek. It promises to be a cracker. Hibs versus Motherwell, 3 p.m. kickoff. Gav, I'm delighted that you can join us for today's show. How much are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, it should be a really good game. It's been looking forward to it all week, especially after the midweek triumph from the under-19s. It's good to be back seeing the first team. It's probably a day for it, and 3 wins on the spin for Lee Johnson's side. I'm hoping we can get a 4th today.
Yeah, there's been great consistency in terms of the team selection over the last few weeks. It's a sign of a team that's playing very well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know this week we had a lot of some of the senior guys coming back. McGuinness was back last week. We've got Mitchell's back training as well. Melkson, Rocky as well. But in terms of the team, I hope it almost is unchanged, because there's been a lot of consistency in the last couple of weeks. It was unchanged from the team that beat Aberdeen and then Ross County as well. So, I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah, exactly. And you spoke about the squad depth there, the amount of players that are coming back. I think there were 28 players on Thursday, Friday, actually in first team training. The squad depth here is massive, isn't it? Especially with the 5 subs. You've got the likes of Harry McCurdy as well, who's on the bench.
Yeah, definitely. I think for Lee, it's one of these problems. It's a good problem to have. He'll definitely be having some selection headaches over the next few weeks and months, hopefully, if the team manages to stay fit. But having that strength and depth on the bench can only benefit Hibs. The likes of McCurdy, Ewan Henderson came on, McGuinness, all came on up in Dingwall at Ross County, and it's a sign of what's to come, and it's only going to drive the standards forward going forward. When there's competition for places, it really drives the standards in training, and no one's spot safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll check out the league table just now, and it's incredibly tight, isn't it, Gav?
Yeah, I think it's only 3 points separates maybe 5 teams or something like that, and it shows how important this one is as well. Motherwell will come into this one knowing that if they win, they'll go above us in the table, and we know that if we win, we can hopefully go above St Mirren in 3rd and close the gap on the Old Firm. So it's almost a bit like last season. It always is so tight in this league, but plenty to play for.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like you say, just 1 point behind St Mirren, 1 point above Hearts in 7th. It's so tight, isn't it? But I suppose at this early point in the season, the main focus is getting those performances right and going back to that Justice League almost that Lee Johnson's been talking about. Yeah,
definitely. I think this season the performances, they've been there, and the results are now beginning to show that. 3 wins in a row is it doesn't come as a surprise to me, and I know it doesn't come as a surprise to Lee either. He almost said at the start, look, this is going to take a bit of time. It's going to be 10 to 12 games before we start to reap the rewards, and we have seen that. I think from games 10 to 12 we won them all. So it doesn't surprise me that we're now back winning games, and it's all about the momentum now at this point of the season. If we can continue this run of form and get more wins, I'm sure we'll climb the table even further.
Absolutely. Well, I caught up with our manager Lee Johnson ahead of this one, and he gives us his thoughts on what to expect from Motherwell.
Motherwell this weekend, a big win for them in the week as well. What do you expect from them? It'll be a difficult challenge again.
No, I think they're a really difficult challenge. I think they're a good side. Obviously the win really highlighted that, and the conviction, particularly with their finishes and their composure. So I watched the game against Hearts where they lost 3-0, but they were excellent, and yes, a couple of weaknesses, but their expansion, their shots, I think they over 25 shots in that game against obviously a decent, strong defence. So we're under no illusions. It's a difficult game, but we're at home. Our home form's good, and we want to take every game to the opponent. And I think it'll be close, and I think it'll be end to end. I think both teams will stick to their playing style, which I think will lead to a really good spectacle for the fans to come and see.
Yeah, and in terms of our team news, how are we looking?
Pretty good, yeah. I'd say, Bashiri's ready to come back in. Obviously, McGuinness getting some minutes last week. Nisbet trained today, full contact for the first time, although it's far too early for him. Dimitri Mitchell looking really sharp. Again, these guys are like new signings for us, and I'll have a very difficult task over the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks, selecting the right team for the right game.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want though, isn't it? I suppose as a manager, when you have so many players fit and available, like you say, Rocky Bashiri, Elias Melkerson as well, who I believe you said to the press could play this weekend as well. It's good to have all these options and a strong bench.
Absolutely. I think particularly with the 5 substitutes now, you know, I think that is a massive factor. And also the starters know, look, if you're not at it, you know, we can make the changes. And you don't want to threaten that because you want people to go in feeling secure in the performance. But I think they feel that anyway. But it also drives the standards in training. People know that there's no guaranteed starter, and winning games and performing well is the best way to stay in the team.
Really interesting to hear from Lee Johnson, our manager, just then, Gavin. We know, and we spoke about it before we went into that interview clip, that he's so data and stats led, and one thing that he's been really focused on is set pieces, isn't it, leading up to this one?
Yeah, definitely. He brought in a special set piece coach, and I've seen him a few times at HDC over the last week, and since Lee's come in, and it's really paid dividends, because I think we've created a lot of chances from set pieces, scored a few goals from set pieces, and I think we're second in the table when we talk about stats in terms of chances created from set pieces. So I would expect us to be dangerous again from set pieces, whether it's, you know, free kicks, corner kicks. I know throw-ins as well. That's something we've been working on. Joe Newell, we found out that he's got a long throw now. So you know, every time we get a throw or a corner or a free kick, we've got those aerial threats. You know, Big Miko, the Ukrainian striker, he'll cause issues handling. Porto coming up from the back. So yeah, I expect us to cause this Motherwell side problems in the air today. Yeah,
and we could see that obviously against Ross County as well. Joe Newell's long throw, like you said, that helped us get that first goal, big long throw, and then there is the likes of Paul Hanlon, Ryan Porteous, Big Miko, like you say, causing problems, and that goal from Ryan Porteous really sealed the week for him, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Oh, it was a great week for Porto, obviously getting his senior international cap, thoroughly deserved, and obviously the performance as well he put in was excellent. And then I was speaking to him after the game, and he said that when he came back to Hibs after that, it was important to stay grounded, get back to reality almost, and he certainly did that up in Dingwall. Got his goal, as you say, from the set piece. I think he headed it on, and then the ball kind of, it was a bit of a shamash, fell to him, and he left foot calmly slotted it home. I think it was his first goal for Hibs with his left foot, which he said was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, no, he's been great this season for Hibs, and thoroughly deserving of his Scotland call-up, and yeah, no, I hope he kicks on from here.
Yeah, and absolutely, and the second half display after that goal, we really took control, didn't we? Created a number of chances and showed the football that Lee Johnson wants to see from his side out on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, 2-0 almost flattered them, I think. On another day, Boyler could have had a hat-trick. He had a lot of chances. Harry McCurdy came on and looked lively. Created loads of chances in that second half, lots of shots on target. Their keeper Laidlaw made a few good saves as well, and to be honest, I don't think Marsh had that many saves to make, especially in that second half. He made a few good saves in the first half, but there wasn't a point I was watching that thinking, oh, I actually think Ross County are going to get back into this game, and yeah, thoroughly deserved and a complete away performance.
Yeah, it shows the progression as well, and we mentioned bodies obviously coming back too. Kyle McGuinness was back on the pitch for the first time in 370 days, and Gav caught up with him ahead of this one.
Kyle, first and foremost, it's great to have you back. What's the last few months, or essentially last year, been like for you?
Yeah, it's been difficult. Obviously, been injured twice. Came back from my groin injury. First came back, had a bounce game and done some damage to my knee. So, yeah, it's tough to take, but got a good family behind me. All the teammates, all the staff, been absolutely brilliant with me, just keep me going.
Yeah, you're obviously working really hard with the staff here, the physios, the doctor. How did it feel to come back onto the pitch last weekend against Ross County and get minutes under your belt?
Yeah, I was absolutely buzzing. Just felt like home again, coming on and playing football. That's what I've wanted to do my whole life. So it was absolutely brilliant. The fans were amazing.
Mm-hmm. How's the body feeling now then? I know you played obviously against Ross County a few minutes and you played a few bounce games. How long do you think it will take to get you back up to the levels that you can get to?
I'm feeling good in training. Obviously, the gaffer wouldn't have brought me off the bench if he didn't think I was ready to start being involved in the games. So I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Looking ahead then to the game this weekend, Motherwell at home. What kind of challenge do you expect from them?
Yeah, obviously they're just won 5-0, so it'll be a tough game. But we're in good form. We've won the last 3, so we're confident that we can go and get the win. Yeah,
as you mentioned, won the last 3, a good chance to make it 4 in a row, and our home form's been good as well. We're unbeaten in our last 10 league games at home. Are you seeing that Easter Road is becoming more of a fortress these days?
Yeah, definitely. That's the way we want to make it. We are confident that we can win every game at home, so we just need to go and show that.
And just personally for you, how much are you looking forward to be back playing in front of the fans at Easter Road?
Yeah, buzzing. Obviously, coming off the bench against Ross County, there was a good few fans there, but excited to be in front of the home crowd.
Appreciate your time, Carl. Good luck.
Thank you.
Gav, obviously we heard from Kyle just then. He'd been out for such a long period of time, battled back from a groin injury, from a knee injury, but how good is it now to have him back where he can go out there, affect things and get some minutes?
Yeah, it's going to be massive. It's massive for Hibs. He was when he was fit last season at the start of it, he was such an asset for Hibs, scored loads of goals as well, and it's just going to give Lee Johnson another problem, but a good problem to have. And he came off the bench in Dingwall, and hopefully we'll see him again here at Easter Road and back scoring goals, because that's what he loves doing. He said in that interview there that he just loves playing football, and he's had a torrid time with it, with injuries. So everyone at the club is delighted to see him back on the pitch, and hopefully he'll be back scoring goals this afternoon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, we'll go to a short break now and actually turn our attentions to our wee Hibees. They had a fantastic evening on Wednesday, progressing to the next round of the UEFA Youth League. So we'll be hearing from Murray Johnson, Murray Aiken and Josh O'Connor just after this short commercial break.
Simplexity Travel is made up of some of London's leading bespoke travel managers. Simplexity specialise in luxury travel services for corporate and private clients, groups and individuals who lead busy lives. Simplexity will simplify challenging schedules and complex trip itineraries, ensuring our clients always travel with complete peace of mind and in perfect luxury. Simplexity Travel, making luxury travel simple.
Welcome back here to Hibs TV as we build up to today's game against Motherwell. But quickly, we wanted to discuss Wednesday evening's dramatic UEFA Youth League match against Molde. We've got 3 of the young Hibees with us that we'll speak to very shortly. But first, let's check out the highlights from that one. A 2-1 win on the night and a 5-4 win on penalties. Well, we just saw the highlights and the vital penalty shootout there. Muzz, we've got to start with the penalties. One save for yourself. Just describe the emotion after that one, celebrating with block 7 behind the goal, launching the ball into the stands.
Yeah, listen, it was such a special feeling, not just for me but for all the lads. Playing in front of such a big crowd, and I have to give huge credit to all of them that came out and made it such a special evening for all of us. And obviously saving a penalty is always nice as a goalie, and I think just the celebration was a relief that we'd won, but obviously just absolutely delighted, and not just delighted for myself but for all the lads. It was a huge occasion for us all, and I thought the lads were absolutely excellent, scoring all the penalties, and obviously to save one so early on was great and gave us a platform to win it, and then celebrations after were just pure delight.
Yeah, Murray, what was the evening like for you? Firstly, to lead the team out here at Easter Road, and then to score the first penalty.
Well, to score the penalty, it's just everyone had to just pick their spot and stick with it. We've been working on them and training hard and going at them, and we've all been confident enough to go up and take them, and that showed in the penalties that we kept our bottle. And to lead the team out, I mean, it's a great group of lads, and we've been together for many years. Like, us 3 have been together 6-7 years probably, and we've just worked through the ranks, and then winning the league last year together was special, and to keep going on this adventure in Europe's just getting better and better.
What was it like for you, Josh? Obviously you had a magnificent impact in the game. Injury forced you off. Obviously you're a penalty taker as well for this age group, stood on the sidelines. Just tell us what that feeling was like.
Oh, well, firstly, I was gutted. I had to come off, obviously cramps, just run about the whole game. but I was so nervous. Just I can imagine stepping up, obviously in front of Block 7, who were amazing for all of us. But so nervous just walking up. If a foreign opposition probably shouting at you as well. It's just must be nervous, but the boys put them away. Credit to them. So done better than me. Anyway.
We mentioned you having a great shift and effort out there. Obviously, you set up the second goal as well. Fantastic assist. Tell us what that feeling was like when you squared the ball. You saw that Malik was there and had slotted it home.
It's like it took a million years. It rolled for ages. Then Malik obviously tapped it in. Then all of it, you could see all of us celebrating and on the pitch, just going mental. Because 2-0, obviously up in the game, and we're just unbelievable.
Yeah, and Lee Johnson was in the crowd that evening alongside 14 to 15 first team players as well. Let's hear from our manager, who spoke about the Wee Hibees ahead of today's game.
Personally, I loved it. I thought it was a great evening. I thought the fans turning out in their numbers was brilliant. You know, the Block 7 behind the goal, like continuously singing and creating songs for lads. I enjoyed that a bit as well. But I mainly enjoyed the spirit of the performance, the organisation of the performance, the fact that the lads, when I went down pitch side, were just so happy, you know, with turning around the 1-0 deficit at home. A lot of these guys, first time they played on the pitch, first time they played in front of a crowd. It's just lovely to see it, and so many individuals perform really well. And I think it was a great advert, you know, advert for the work the academy do, advert for the work that the lads put in every day, and really an advert for how close-knit we are as a football club. Just the fact that if you turn around and had a look in the stand, you'd have seen maybe 14, 15 players, first team players watching the game, plus every staff member, and nobody said they had to go. You know, these lads have turned up because they wanted to support the academy in a really big game.
Murray, we heard from the manager there, and like I said, there were so many first team players as well in the stands. Have any of those guys pulled some of you just to say well done? What's their reaction been?
Yeah, in the last few days in training, they've all been coming up to us and congratulating us, and that's obviously good to hear because they're senior pros and they've played in big games and they know what it's like. But yeah, it's good to hear from them and get their support.
How do you think, Muz, this whole experience, obviously progressing through to the next round as well, but playing at Easter Road in a penalty shootout, a game that means something in front of supporters, will aid all of your development as you make progression up to the first team?
Yeah, I think it's massive, you know, playing in front of such a big crowd. You know, you hope further down the line in your career you'll play in front of bigger crowds than that, but to get that experience at this age is massive. And you know, winning the league last season took a lot of sacrifice, and to be able to get nights like that, it makes it all worthwhile. And all the hard work and effort we put in coming down to nights like that was really special for us all.
Yeah, and Josh, the journey continues, doesn't it? Nantes in the next round.
Yeah, we're absolutely buzzing with that. Well, France, you know, it's not as hopefully the travel won't be as bad as Norway.
An easier away trip.
Honestly, it will be a tough team, probably as good, maybe better, and we're looking forward to it, especially if it's at Easter Road, which it probably will be. Hopefully we can get more fans in as well. Block 7 hopefully come back. They were unbelievable, weren't they? And hopefully try and get more fans in and maybe get another win here.
Absolutely, guys. Well done on Wednesday evening. And from stars of the future to stars of the past, Frank Swarzy is bringing out the match ball ahead of today's game. So make sure that you get to Easter Road nice and early. Guys, thank you very much for joining us, and fingers crossed there'll be more happy memories this afternoon here at Easter Road.